Mishnah? All right.
Start from the Mishnah.
All right, we'll start from the Mishnah, even though we don't have time. We have a half hour. Daf Yud Amud Beis from the Mishnah. Mabin Shifcha Leben Kol HaRoyos. So this whole sugi is going to discuss the difference between a Shifcha Charufa and all the other arayos in the Torah. Shaloi Shifza Lohem Loi Ba'oinish V'loi B'Karban. There's no comparison between the punishment and the karban. Shekol ha'arayis b'chatos v'shivcha ba'asham. The man, the one who is over b'mezid or b'shoigig, he brings an asham. Where in all the other arayis, you bring a chatos. It says over in parentheses, kol ha'arayis b'nekeva v'shivcha b'zachar. Not clear if that's part of the Mishnah, because obviously a chatos is a nekeva, asham is a zachar. Kol ha'arayis echad ha'ish ve'echad ha'isha shavim b'makois u'b'karban. If the man or the woman shom aleichem, Rav Kramer,
We got a month worth.
woo, shkoyach, yishkoyach. The coffee has arrived. What a way to start. Rabbi say a guten chodesh, a guten elul. We're almost in full fledged. I mean, we're missing a bunch of guys, but Be'ezer Hashem. Lat. So if there's a shoygeg, they both bring a carbon. If there's a mazid, they both get kares. Over here, all of a sudden, when there's a shoygeg, when there's a mazid, she gets malchus, and he brings a carbon. So it's very different. Shivcha lo hishva lo ish leisha b'makois v'lo hishva isha leish b'karban. Kol ha'aroyos also b'hemes ha'ma'ora kigoymer. You hear that, Rabbi said the shofar? Elul. Kol ha'aroyos also b'hemes ha'ma'ora kigoymer. In all arayos, the isser is even the start of the biyah is as if you finished. V'chayev al kol biyah. And you're chayiv, like we learned the other day, on each and every bio, individual carbon. But by shivcha charufa, we said, if it's one shivcha, one guf, and many bios, you only bring one carbon. And by shivcha charufa, there's another halacha, as we're going to see. The concept is that it has to be a bia that's royal hazriya, that could impregnate her. A beginning of a bia is not so, a memelo, you're not chayiv. Only by shivcha charufa. Zu choymer hichmer b'shivcha. There is a chumrah by shivcha charufa. Until now we were saying all these kulas. Hara is nothing. This one carbon for. But there's a chumrah she'asabas hamezid keshoygeg, where really this guy who's a mazid, he has to bring a carbon as if he was a shoygeg. Maybe the chumrah is because if he doesn't bring a carbon in other arayos, he gets a misa b'dei shomayim. He doesn't care about that. It doesn't come out of his pocket. This is a chumrah kind of thing. Eze shivcha. What kind of shivcha were we discussing here? Kol mechloikis. Kol shechetzio shivcha v'chetzio b'aschorin. We're talking about a half a shivcha. Shenemar, according to this mandomar. Shenemar v'havdei lo nivdasa. One simcha on top of another simcha. What are you talking about? This is big stuff. No, not only did you come, but you brought your brother with you. He was already here.
Is his first day here?
No, he was here. What, you going to give him Musar if you're not showing up? Shalom Aleichem. So, she was redeemed, but not redeemed completely, so she's a half a shivcha. Divri Rabbi Yehuda. Shmuel Omer, Zui shivcha v'adais. We're talking about a regular shivcha, full-fledged shivcha. Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov Omer, they learned the Mishnah on Shabbos. We're just going through it quickly, just for Yaakov, because he was the 20 guys learned the Mishnah. Yaakov didn't. We're doing this for Yaakov. And Avi. Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov Omer kol ha'arayos mufuroshois. V'shir ein lanu elo chatzi shivcha v'chatzi b'aschorin. The Gemara is going to explain what's the difference between him and Rebbe Akiva? They're basically saying the same thing, just Rebbe Eliezer Yaakov explains a little differently. We must be talking about a chatzi shivcha, chatzi bas chorin. Says the Gemara, Menolon dehi lakyo v'hu loki. If this is done, this is a problem. This is a problem.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We can't, I don't know if we could go on without Nachman. He took off for Ben Zmanim, maybe it's still Ben Zmanim for him, I don't know. Tomorrow, a lot of yeshivas start tomorrow. Tomorrow he'll be a Ben.
You get to the yeshiva, you start on Tuesday.
So he has until Tuesday. Say the Dorim should talk to him. Minon di laki v'ulei loki, the Torah Rabbanon b'koyres tia, melamed shehi loika. Now, as we'll see the pasuk soon, it's a very long pasuk, and I had to chop it out, unfortunately. And it keeps on going, and then you have another pasuk. However, it says in the pasuk b'koyres tia. As the Gemara is going to explain, this is referring to Malchus. She gets Malchus, he does not get Malchus. It's a very, very interesting halacha. So you have a shifcha charufa, either she's a half a shifcha and a half a bas chorin, or a full shifcha, who's engaged. How is she engaged? She's not really engaged. When we say engaged, we mean that her master designated her to his Eved Ivri, or to somebody else, whatever. Either Mistama Eved Ivri, according to one shita, Eved Knani. But she's engaged, so to speak, because she's designated. And Memela, as the Torah says, she gets Malchus if she's over. And he brings a carbon. Bikaris brings a asham. What does the word bikaris mean? We investigate. Bikaris tia melamid she loika. Yochal shneim loikin. Maybe he also gets Malchus. Tamaloi martia. He loika. V'hu einoi loika. So because these words say tia, it's referring to her only. But how do we know that the word bikoris means Malchus? U'minayin da'odem bikoris, listen to the Malchus who Omar Rabbi Yitzchak tehei bikroi. We're talking about bikoris is a lashon of reading. So when the Torah says bikoris tia, there should be reading for her. What does reading mean? Because when you give Malchus, you read. So it's good to chazer this. Not everybody's so familiar that when you give Malchus, the reading psukim as you're getting zetz, it's like a whole commotion. It's almost like a concert. What? They say Rashi brings the psukim here. It's not on there. Sorry, sir. Yep, my bad.
Who, the whipper does, the bass?
No, there's three guys. It's a concert. You hear the poof of the thing. Meanwhile, there's one guy saying hitter, and the third guy is reading the psukim, imloi this, imloi that, the whole hafla, no, something with, yeah. V'hitlo Hashem is makoischo, Rashi says. Fine. K'desanya godol adayonim, makrei, sheni, moina, shlishi, oimer akeyu. So not only does she get the Malchus, there's a whole thing going on, like somebody's screaming, hit. Fine. So when the Torah says the word bikoris, it's referring to Malchus because there's a reading there, and only she gets it.
So who does the whipping?
A third guy.
A fourth guy?
No. There's one. The main guy, the head guy, he reads. Sheni Moina. The second guy counts. Okay, 2 because she gets 39. Unless she doesn't feel well. 39. So he has to count, make sure they don't go over. And Shlishi Oimer Hakeyu.
So there's another guy doing the actual reading.
No. Hagodla Deir Makri. He's the reader.
One reads, one counts, one says
there
hit.
is another
Who
guy.
does
You're talking about what?
Who does the hit?
Who does the hitting? Fine. We're talking about the noise. Rashi Oimer Bebikurti. You have to examine. Kisnan. So how do you know we're talking about Malchus? Because the word bikoris means to examine. It doesn't mean to read, it means to examine. But we're getting to the same point. The point is it's Malchus. You can only go in thirds. Since 2 are in the front, 1 on the back, so there's always 3s. There's always 3. So Mela, if Luyit Suyur, the doctor says she can only get 20 malchus. 21 would be 3 times 7. But she can only get 20. How much does she get? 18. Harui and Lishtalish. And that is something that has to do with malchus. Bikoiris. And Bikoiris means malchus. She gets malchus. He does not get malchus because it says tia. Torah Rabbanim. Is man sheisha loika. Hoish maybe carbon. Eino isha loika. Eino ish maybe carbon. So this is an amazing chiddush here that if she doesn't get malchus because she's a shoygig, because she's sleeping, as the Gemara is going to say, because she's a oinus, whatever, she's a ktana, she doesn't get malchus, then he doesn't get anything. He gets off the hook completely. A chiddush in shivcha charufa only. Minolon omar rabba dechsiv ishki ishka vesisho shichva zera v'hi shivcha nechrefes lish v'hevdel nivdasa. You see along this pasuk is chuv shelo nitan lo michti yadhacha beishka mishtoy yikra. So here's the pasuk for anybody who can't see all the way back there. Sorry, look it up on WhatsApp. V'ishki yishkav. So we're talking about a man. All of a sudden, this red thing, what did we just discuss? Kereisos is talking about her malchus, and then in pasuk Chof Aleph, the next pasuk, v'hevis hashamay, he has to bring his carbon. After the Torah discusses about her punishment, but v'hevi hashamay should be beforehand because we're discussing him. It should be v'ishki yishkav, v'hevi hashamay, and what about her? Pasuk Chof Aleph should be talking about her because tia. So the fact that the Torah sticks in her oynish in the middle. Am I because Rachmano Bereisha because Tia Levasoy because of Hevis Hashamoy Lashem Achkamar. In because Tia he only if she gets malchus then Behevis Hashamoy one is connected to the other. If she doesn't get malchus because she's a ketana, then he doesn't bring a carbon. Bimloi Tia Bikoires Leovus Hashamoy he doesn't bring an asham. Asking Moreima who Mate Kro maybe okay he has. The Torah says he doesn't get malchus. He tilke v'teisi carbon. Maybe if there's a shoyig, she brings a carbon. Only he brings a carbon. She never brings a carbon. She only gets malchus. Omer b'yitzchok. So he comes and it says a big chiddush. He's learning the word nechrefes shivcha charufa. What does it mean charufa? Nechrefes means that she's a be'ula. So if she wasn't nival to anyone beforehand, then again there's a ptur. Well, how do we know? Because it's a lashon of shanuye. There's a shinui in her body. Something changed. D'chsiv v'tishtach olav harifois. She put on him the crushed grain. So crushed means you take a grain and you crush it. Similarly, we have by bia, there's a crushing. He's mishaner guf, says Rashi, through the bia. V'bois ema im tichtoish, the psulim, so to speak. Im tichtoish es ha'evil. If you take the avil, the fool, you want to crush the fool. B'machtesh, you try to crush a fool. You put him in a mortar and you try to crush him. How? With that pestle thing. Besoy charifois, bali with the pestle. It's not going to work, the pasuk says. It's not going to help you. You can't crush a fool. It's like he's a lost case. Akopanim, another word of harifois, which is similar to charufois, which means to crush, to change. And Memela, he learns from here that her body is changed. She has to be a be'ula in order to be a shivcha charufa.
She had to have been.
Yeah.
She had to be a besula or
the opposite of a besula is a be'ula.
So that she was
a non-version. She has to be a shivcha haruva was already a niveles before this guy was boiler, and only then is he chayiv. Vayidnu yodam lahaitzi unusheim. So it says by the sons of Yeshua ben Yotzadok that they got rid of their wives, meaning their non-kosher wives, their usher wives. And they brought ashams, carbon asham. Who brings a carbon asham? This guy, this shivcha charufa dude. So it means that all these sons of Yeshua ben Tzadok were with shivcha charufas. It's like a very rare thing, especially if it's a chatzi shivcha chatzi, or maybe it's the same one. Fine. All the sons were over on this Isser Melamed Shekulan. No, but it seems like they had these women. Each one had an individual woman that he had to get rid of. Each one found, according to the Shita, that's Chatzi Shivcha, Chatzi Bas Chorin. They went around looking for these Chatzi Shivchas, Chatzi Bas Chorin. They married them, and they had to get rid of them and bring Ashamin.
When they came back to Eretz Yisrael, they all married all these girls.
That's when it was.
Ezra.
Omer Avchiz Melamed Shekulan Shivchas Charufos Boalu. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaroi. Zog di Gemara Ezu Shivcha Charufa Tchara Rabbanon Vehefta Yachol Kula. Maybe this woman is completely free. Vehefta. But the Torah doesn't say that. Tamar Lo Lo Nivdasa. It says Vehefta, she's freed. Lo Nivdasa, she's not freed. She's free and not free. What does that mean? She's half and half. She's half free and half not free. For instance, if there's partnership and one of the partners let her go, so you have half free and half not free. Maybe she's not free at all. Okay, it's a ptuya. And we have to be talking about that she's engaged. She was set aside for an Eved Ivri. Because only an Eved Ivri, that was seen second in Rashi, an Eved Ivri is allowed to marry a Knanis, a Shifcha Knanis, and he's also allowed to marry a Jew. So he's the only individual really that can marry her. Because a Eved Knani can't marry her, why? Because she's half Jewish. But this Eved Ivri guy, who can marry both, he can marry a full Shifcha and a full Jew. So Mela, half and half, doesn't bother him. He can marry her. We're talking about a complete Shifcha. So how do we explain the pasuk? It seems like she's free but not free. What's the problem? Don't make drushes. This is how people talk. It's like a certain lashon. She's not free. How do you say she's not free? She's free, she's not free. There's such a... People write like that at least. Free she isn't. Okay, so she's... No? What are you laughing? You don't talk like that. I talk like that. B'nei Adam it says here. Kiloshe b'nei Adam. Kol ha'rayis mefurashos lanu. All the rayis seem to be all equal. The mefurish. The only thing left over is this funny case of a chatzi shivcha chatzi bas chorin. Umeres is levedivri. Acheir moimrim lo yumsu kiloi chufsha. B'shivcha knanis hakos medaber. Kiloi chufsha. She's not free at all. The Torah says in this pasuk itself. Look, the last words are in the pasuk. Kiloi chufsha. She's not free. Chupasha. With nekudas I can't really say. I got used to the no nekudas. That's the problem. Lo yumsu ki lo chupasha.
Free here means that she can marry whoever she wants. Here she can't.
We don't know what kind of free she is. She's half free, not half free.
Otherwise
Chupasha means chupasha. If she was completely free, then she was Jewish. Then she went from a shifcha to being Jewish. Any released slave, yeah. Ki lo chupasha b'shivcha k'nai zakos medaber. U'meres is leviknani. Ask the Gemara. The Rabbi Shmuel. So let's jump to Rashi before we even see the Gemara. Rashi explains this Gemara beautifully. Rashi dibur masculine Rabbi Shmuel mureses levedivri minole. Says Rashi, Bishloi mil Rabbi Kiva demukilo bechatziu bas chorin lebayikro. Rabbi Kiva said it's talking about a half and half. She's half free, so you don't need to say who she's married to. It's obvious she's married to Eved Ivri. She has to be engaged. Otherwise, what's the isser, right? Let's figure this out by ourselves. It's not a pasuk. We have a woman who's, what is she? She's a shifcha. If she's not engaged, so there's no isser. The isser to be with a shifcha is not such an isser. Elamai, she's engaged. So she's a little bit of a Eishasish here. She has a little bit of a Eishasish. Vade muresesim Yisrael. The tafsulo kiddushin. There's a little bit of a kiddushin. Hilko chikilamei. Ma levid ivri niskacho. Shari Rabbi Moisreloi Balkarchoi. You can find If a guy, if a master has a Eved Ivri, and he has a Shifcha, he can force the Eved Ivri to marry that Shifcha. But if this woman is a half and half, she's half Jewish, she's half Meshuchra, meaning she's half a Jew, 50% of her is completely Jewish, she's Chai b'mitzvahs like everything, so Mela, she's also to Eved Knani. So it can't be that she's engaged to Eved Knani, because then Kedushin wouldn't work b'chlal. You can't do it. Forget about Kedushin. It doesn't work. Ela l'Rebbe Shmuel. So Mela, we have to understand, according to Rebbe Kiva, without a pasuk, who's she engaged to? Eved Ivri. That's the only possibility. Ela l'Rebbe Shmuel do amar shivcha gemura mureses le'Eved Ivri. But according to Rebbe Shmuel, it says that we're talking about a complete shivcha. There's no half and half. It's just a regular shivcha. So who is she engaged to? Says Rebbe Shmuel, she's engaged to a Jew. How does he know that? Why? It makes more sense that she was engaged to a non-Jew. If she's a shifcha, so mehechet teisa, she's engaged to a yid. Maybe she's engaged to a knani, which makes a lot more sense. That's who she would marry. There's no isser over there. So that's why the Gemara says. It says the Gemara inside the Rebbe Shmuel, Bishleim evav the lein of dasa kidiktani divrei kelash b'nei adam. Fine. I will agree with you that we're talking about a full-fledged shifcha, not a half. And the fact that the Torah says a funny lashon evav the lein of dasa, that's how people speak. Elo diktani mureses le'eved ivri minalon. But where did he get that part? That she's engaged to Eved Ivri, not a Knani. It says Gemara d'chsiv ki lo yichuv basha mechlal dehu. Since she's not free, meaning he is free. Eved Ivri, even
The pasuk is making a contrast.
but the one she's engaged to is, so that can't be Eved Knani, but it could be Eved Ivri, because Eved Ivri, even though right now he is enslaved, but only for a few more years, so we consider him a non-slave. He's a free man. Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah, Hainu Rebbe Kiva. So what is Rebbe Eliezer at the end of the Mishnah? What's the difference between him and Rebbe Kiva? They both say that we're talking about a half a shifcha, half a bas chayrin. Rebbe Shmuel Kamar, I usually agree with you with that svar that the Torah talks like people talk. So don't make a big deal from Ve'ev the Lein of Dasa. Since the Torah says all the way at the end in green, so then what does this mean? Ve'ev the Lein of Dasa. Ve'ev the Lein of Dasa lamali. If she is not free, the Torah tells you she's not free. So why is it in the same pasuk the Torah says B'hav the Lein of Dasa? She's not free. It says at the end she's not free. So obviously the Torah is coming to tell us that Chiddush, they're talking about is a very specific case of a woman. The reason why the Torah doubles its lashon in that same pasuk, it does that we're talking about a shifcha, chatzi bas chayrin. Lachayrim, bishleim evav the lein of dasa, kasavri dibra Torah kilashim b'nei adam. And she's not free at all. Eloho de eved knani. Minalon. We talk that Acherim say we're talking about a shifcha. Who engaged to a knani? How do they know Amakra? So we go back to that famous concept that since it says loichu pasha, and we don't need the word loichu pasha because we already said of the loivdasa. Loichu pasha can be talking about her, so it's talking about him, and the Torah says him. What kind of him? An Eved Knani who is never freed. It can't be talking about a Jew. Eved Ivri has to be talking about Eved Knani according to Acherim. Zok the Mishnah. Nu sugi Rabbi Sai nu mesechta. Kavod El. Kol ha'aroyos. Echad gadol v'echad katan. How do you read this Mishnah? Stam, without a Gemara. Kol ha'arayos. Echad gadol v'echad katan. It doesn't matter if one of them is a gadol and one of them is a katan. Hakatan patur. The katan is patur. But by shifcha charufa, what's the halacha? How you medayik? In arayis, if there's a gadol and a katan, one is 10 years old and one is 20 years old. 20-year-old is chayiv, 10-year-old is patur. And by shifcha charufa, what's the halacha?
Both of them are patur.
Oh,
We just said that.
good. Echad der v'echad yashain. one of them is awake, and one of them is sleeping by all the arayas, hayashin potter. The yashin is potter. Why? Because he's called an oinus. The one that's awake is not. Echad shoygeg ve'echad mezid, and one of them is a shoygeg, one is a mezid. A shoygeg b'chatos v'amezid v'ikaris. And over here by Shiv Charufa, the one that's the shoygeg is what? If she's a mezid, she gets malchus, and he brings the asham. Says the Gemara, v'acha chayev katan. It seems like, but if you start and read the Mishnah, regularly by arayis the katan is potter and the gadol is chayev. But over here you maybe can make a deal that the katan will be chayev. How's that possible? V'acha chayev katan. Or review the achigdani. Kol arayis echad gadol v'echad katan potter v'gadol chayev. V'hacha gadol nami potter. That's what you said. That's what the Mishnah is coming to say. That in the case of that she's a ketana and he's a gadol, tremendous chiddush, he's potter, different than all the arayis. My taimo, the makshina dodi, they have to be the same. In other words, they have to be where she gets malchus and he gets a carbon. If she doesn't get malchus for whatever reason because she's a ketana, then he doesn't bring a carbon. In all the arayis, if one is sleeping, he's potter. V'kan yoshin nami chayav. What if this guy is sleeping? He's chayav even though he's oinus. Yoshin potter or v'neir chayav v'kan. I feel neir potter. My time in the makshina dodi. Since if she's sleeping, she doesn't get malchus, so Mela he doesn't bring a carbon. Tani Tanakh the Rav Sheshes. Interesting brayso. The Gemara is going to have to fix it up very much. The whole thing doesn't even start if we just read it as is. Asu goimer kimara. Somebody who finished bia is as if he started the bia. It should really be the opposite. Somebody that starts is as if he finished, if anything. What does it mean? Somebody that finished, so the Chayr is saying that even if he finished the bia, he's potter. Like a ma'ara, like a guy that starts who's potter. We have to see the case. Miskaven kishe'e miskaven. This case, I know you're going to, very hard case to understand. One of these cases that's like a very theoretical case. A guy was on the roof, he fell off the roof, and he's boiled a woman. What is that called? In Yavamas. No, in Yavamas. It's a famous case. He's a oinus. He's a oinus, he's potter. So they made a miskaven kishe'e miskaven. If he had kavana, he's potter like a miskaven. Kedarka, kishaloi kedarka. Somebody who's boiled kedarka is as if he was boiled unnaturally, potter. Neir kiyashin, also potter. Amalei my cameras. What are we talking about here? Ibishif charufa katani. Amay also goyme kemara. Goyme shiv charufa mechayev. Ma'ara loy mechayev. If somebody has a full-fledged bia with a shiv charufa, he's chayev. We said before that the start of the bia, by the way, ma'ara is a machlokes scenario. What it means, maybe it's just a nishok, just a touching, or the beginning of the first stage. Either way, it's not roy to impregnate, and memela by shiv charufa potter. But a full-fledged bia, you are chayev. So why does it say that? What's the lashon? Asu goymer kimara. Goymer would be chayev, and ma'ara would be potter. So if we're talking about a shiv charufa, why would he be potter if he finished a bia? He should be chayev. V'su miskaven kishein miskaven. If he had kavana to be boil shiv charufa, it's like he didn't have kavana. It doesn't make sense. Why is he potter if he had kavana? Ukedarka shaloi kedarka. Shaloi kedarka I understand. He's potter. Why? He can't impregnate her. Shaloi kedarka. But why is he potter if it's kedarka? My time. What's the reason shaloi kedarka by shiv charufa you potter? Shiv chazerak siv. It has to impregnate her. Umay nir kiyoshin. And what's that? The last thing? Somebody that's awake is like he's asleep. So if he's awake, he's chayev. and if he's sleeping, he's potter. So why would they take a case of awake and say he's potter as if she's sleeping? Sleeping, he's potter because she's potter for Malchus. But if she's awake, he's chayiv. So obviously, he can't be talking about shivcha charufa at this point. Vi b'sha'arayis kotani. We meet mamish nisim. Rabbi say, how are we going to finish this? Oy vey. At least let's finish until the Mishnah, till the Perek. Vi b'sha'arayis kotani. And if we're not talking about shivcha charufa, we're talking about all the arayis. Also, goyme kamara. Ipcha iboylei. That they made a ma'ara kegoymer. We're talking about that you're chayiv. If you're talking about you're chayiv, so what's the lashon? Somebody who finished the biyah is like he started the biyah. The opposite. The case of chiyuv is finishing biyah, so it should be somebody who started is like he finished. Omelei. So Mamela, this whole brisa makes no sense as is. Omelei. Isamio, so you want me to erase it? I should just erase it from my memory, from all, these are the brises that I repeat to myself about peh. I got to get rid of it. This is what it means. So he's mixing up here. He's fixing it up, mixing things together, but now it makes sense. Somebody who finished the biyah, but shaloi kedarka. In other words, he can't impregnate her. It doesn't matter that he finished, didn't finish. At the end of the day, shaloi kedarka. Because by shivcha charufa there's a ptur. It has to be zera. So they made that halacha kima'ara kedarka in shivcha charufa. We're still talking about shivcha charufa. A guy is basically shaloi kedarka is like ma'ara. Ma'ara is the beginning stage that also can't impregnate her. Both of them can't impregnate. They have the same halacha. Patur. Why? The shivcha zera ksiv. Now, another halach. Miskaven shaloi kedarka. If he had kavana, but it was shaloi kedarka again, shaloi kedarka we said is potter. B'shivcha, the pturim, kain miskaven. So, if he had kavana, but it was shaloi kedarka, it's the same halacha like a person who doesn't have kavana. Like, if she's sleeping, or he's sleeping. The shivcha zera ksiv. Niyor shaloi kedarka. If he's completely aware, but it's shaloi kedarka, b'shivcha the pturim, Kiyoshin. My time the shivcha zera ksiv. Nimtzo miskaven. If he had kavana, but he only, this is how you have to read it. V'hamara is not a new case. Miskaven, he had kavana, but all he was able to do was mara. He just touched, but it was not possible for her to get pregnant. So what's the halacha? B'shivcha k'shem miskaven b'chol harayis. That by a shivcha, she is potter like somebody that fell off a roof by all the arayis. In other words, he's potter. Yoshin kedarka, if he's sleeping, but it's full-fledged biyah. Ki yoshin the arayis. And just like a person who's sleeping by arayis is potter, nimtza nir shaloi kedarka b'shivcha ki yoshin the kol arayis. So that's how we understand the brisa, that somebody who's up, but it's shaloi kedarka by shivcha is as if is sleeping by a regular arayis. Hadron aloch arba mechushik apara. Tomorrow we'll have to do a daf and a half in 45 minutes and a Kereisos daf.
When he's sleeping, he's not Madriga.
That's how you understand.